into Nepal's investment climate.
Nepal, the birthplace of Lord Buddha and the land of Mount Everest, is a country endowed with abundance of investment opportunities. Nestled between two fastest growing economies of the world, India and China, it offers an unrivaled potential for trade. With aspirations to become a middle-income country by 2030, Nepal has opened its doors wide to private investments, including foreign direct investment. Dive into the vast potential of Nepal's investment landscape, spanning across multiple sectors. In energy, an abundance potentiality in hydro, wind, solar and biomass remains untapped. With spectacular scenery, rich heritage, diverse climate and warm hospitality, the investment avenues in tourism sector include hotel, adventure, sports, spirituality and MICE. On infrastructure, investors can explore their opportunities in cable car, tunnel, airports, expressways, railways and charging infrastructure for electric vehicles. Moreover, garments, electronics, FMCG in manufacturing sector, minerals, fuel, gemstones, construction in mines and mineral sector, medical education, pharmaceutical industry, wellness tourism and healthcare services in health sector provides ample opportunities for investment. Explore agribusiness opportunities enriched by Nepal's varied terrain, fostering high-value crops like cardamom, ginger and medicinal herbs for global markets. Witness the surge in Nepal's ICT services by investing in AI, digital payment, BPO, data centers. With a flourishing middle class of 30 million, Nepal presents a robust market for premium goods and services across sectors like health, education, urban infrastructure. The population, with over 70% in the working age bracket, is ready to drive the nation forward in a future filled with promise and prosperity. Nepal stands prepared on the infrastructure front, offering a reliable supply of clean electricity and cutting-edge trade facilities underpinned by supportive policies. State-of-the-art trade facilities complement Nepal's industrial landscape, laying the groundwork for it to emerge as South Asia's next investment hub. Transportation services crisscross the nation, ensuring connectivity to most part of the country. A network of airports, including new ones in Pokhara and Bhairava, facilitates seamless domestic and international travel, streamlining the movement of people and goods. The road network undergoes continuous upgrades, with plans underway to enhance connectivity with Nepal's immediate neighbors, China and India, through new transport infrastructure projects. From electricity to trade, transportation to connectivity, Nepal's infrastructure is primed and poised, signaling investors to partake in its journey towards economic prosperity. Nepal has revamped its trade and investment policies, enhancing its allure for foreign investment. With 100% foreign ownership permitted in nearly all economic sectors, coupled with assurances against industry nationalization, Nepal offers a secure environment. Corporate tax holidays and sector-specific incentives sweeten the deal for investors, incentivizing investment in targeted sectors and regions. Investors enjoy streamlined entry, operation, repatriation and exit procedures, along with hassle-free visa and immigration support, including residence permits for themselves, their staff and families. Nepal introduces a cutting-edge web-based one-stop service portal, ensuring seamless and efficient support for investors at every stage of their journey. Nepal is ready to become the hub for accessing a combined market of about 3 billion people in the neighborhood, and more in the region. Goods produced in Nepal are assured duty-free, quota-free market access to India, China and the European Union markets. With decades of experience in hydro generation, Nepal has already embarked on electricity trading ventures with neighboring markets. Nepal has bilateral investment protection and double tax avoidance agreements with multiple European and Asian countries. These arrangements provide a solid framework, assuring investors of the safety and profitability of their investments in Nepal. Come, join us. We are ready to facilitate your investment throughout life cycle. Investments below 45 million US dollars, that's NPR 6 billion, are facilitated by Department of Industry, providing industry administration related services through one-stop service center, and above by the Investment Board. Established in 2011, the Investment Board Nepal is a high-level government agency chaired by the Prime Minister, serving as a fast-track investment facilitation and public-private partnership nodal agency. Beyond its towering peaks, Nepal emerges as a promising investment destination, brimming with competitive advantages and abundant business prospects. With the full support of the government of Nepal by your side, the possibilities are limitless. Opportunities abound in every sector, beckoning investors to capitalize on Nepal's potential and propel their investments to new heights. Today is the day to embark on your journey with us. Nepal is open for business. Welcome to Emerging Nepal.
And that is where and how we stand, ladies and gentlemen. And pretty upbeat to be presenting this in front of you amidst this distinguished audience, ladies and gentlemen. At the heart of this summit, ladies and gentlemen, are the 150 apologies for the glitch. And as I was saying, at the heart of all this, especially of this summit, are the 150 plus projects which are under different stages, like signing of PDA, PIA, or solicitation, market sounding, or even at the ideation stage. Over 900 billion worth of ready-to-go projects are amongst these showcased ventures and offering a My sincere apologies for this technical glitch, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure everybody's upbeat here, including the technical equipments, and I'm sure the technical box would be fixing it quite quickly. And as I was saying, what all these 150 plus projects are doing here is offering a broad spectrum of viable investment opportunities for you all to come and join hands with Nepal. And of course, there will be deliberations over the opportunities, including deliberations, intense deliberations over the constraints and bottlenecks as well. And to provide a base, a direction, and food for these guided deliberations, which are spread across the 2 days under this very roof of the summit, ladies and gentlemen, we shall now have the privilege of hearing from our high dignitaries who are gracing us at the inaugural session. Said that, please note that owing to some circumstantial issues, we have slightly made an altercation in the regular schedule. Since one of our high dignitaries has a flight to catch at 11 a.m., we have made a slight alteration to the regular schedule. So with permission from the high dignitaries and all of you, it's my pleasure now to be inviting up on stage our high dignitaries who will be sharing their greetings and their remarks on the engagement that brings us here to Kathmandu, the heart of Nepal. Said that, may I invite up on stage our very special guest, His Excellency, the Ambassador of China to Nepal, Mr. Chen Song, to say a few words and invite his high dignitaries represented at this distinguished forum.
Thank you. Right Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Deputy Prime Ministers, Ministers, and also former Prime Ministers, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First of all, I'd like to express my warmest congratulations on the successful opening of the 3rd Nepal Investment Summit. China and Nepal friendship enjoys a long history. Connected with mountains and rivers, we are good neighbors and partners. Mutual respect and mutual support is a fundamental feature of our bilateral relations. Over the years, China has been Nepal's largest source of foreign investment, and we have provided strong support for Nepal's social and economic development. Currently, Nepal has huge investment potentials and broad market prospects, and Nepal's development is facing new opportunities. Today, with the 3rd Investment Summit opening, Nepal has embarked on a new journey of economic cooperation and development. The current Nepali government has actively responded to people's aspiration for development and taking proactive measures to improve the investment environment. More and more Chinese enterprises are showing interest to investing in Nepal. The Chinese government attached great importance to this investment summit. His Excellency Mr. Luo Zhaohui, Chairman of the China International Development Cooperation Agency, is leading the official delegation to participate in this very important summit. Chairman Luo has served as Chinese ambassador to Pakistan, Canada, and India, and he was Vice Foreign Minister before his current position. He has professional expertise and insights in diplomacy and international development cooperations. After taking the office of Sitka, His Excellency Ms. Luo has started a series of pioneering and innovative development initiatives. Now I give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Luo Zhaohui, Chairman of Sitka. Please give a round of applause.
Your Honorable Prime Minister Prachand, Your Excellency Mr. Deupa, Your Excellency Finance Minister Poon, it's my great honor to be here to participate in today's Nepal Investment Summit 2024. On behalf of Chinese government, I would like to express my sincere congratulations to today's opening ceremony. Realizing sustainable development is a permanent goal of the world. The investment is necessary for the development. Against the current global geopolitical environment, shortage of development and investment is the biggest challenge all of us facing. The UN 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, is lagging behind. That's why today's summit is of very special significance. Nepal is a very beautiful country with great development potential and opportunities. Through the efforts of Nepal government and people, Nepal has overcome the COVID-19 pandemic and other difficulties and realized economic recovery, social stability, especially powerful recovery in tourism. Over 1 million overseas tourists have visited this country in a year. These are very positive development. More than that, Nepal is rich in resources such as cheap labors, hydropower, tourism, forestry, infrastructure. All of this area is full of potentials. All these favorable facts gave the world full confidence to invest in this great country, France. China attached great importance to our bilateral relations. In October 2019, President Xi Jinping paid a historic visit to this great country. One of the major achievements reached is to build the Trans-Himalaya all-dimensional connectivity network. Last September, Honorable Prime Minister Prachand paid an official visit to China. Our leaders have reached important consensus guiding our future cooperation. All these fruits are in process of implementation. I'm happy to see that in 2020 to 2023 fiscal year, China stood as Nepal's largest source of foreign investment again. Chinese investment in Nepal has reached $1.75 billion, creating over 100,000 jobs for Nepal. I'm satisfied to note that more than 350 entrepreneurs from China to participate in today's function. It really shows how Chinese government, how Chinese entrepreneurs show their strong interest to this investment land. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share the following insights on boosting investment in Nepal. First, the Chinese government will continue to attach great importance to direct and indirect investment in Nepal. To implement the Trans-Himalayas or dimensional connectivity networks is the highest priority for both of us. Air and road link border checkpoints are going on well. Feasibility studies of the cross-border railway and cross-border transmission line are moving forward. Mobilizing more projects is one of the major investment ways from China. The finished projects such as the Civil Service Hospital, Kathmandu Inner Ring Road, and the Pokhara International Airport have already become landmark undertakings. We will speed up the key projects such as the maintenance of the Aniko Highway, the Tokra-Charavi Tunnel, the second phase of the improvement of Kathmandu Inner Ring Road. All of these projects cooperation will boost investment in Nepal. Secondly, we will pay more attention to boosting investment through advancing the high-quality BRI cooperation and implementation of the GDI. BRI, of course, means Belt and Road Initiative. GDI means Global Development Initiative. During the third round of BRI summit, President Xi Jinping announced financing window of more than $100 billion. Under the GDI framework, we mobilized $12 billion investment fund. Nepali government and commercial institutions based on good projects are mostly welcome to apply for the funds. We also reached the consensus for building the industry park and the agriculture park separately. More than that, over the past 40 years of reform and opening up, China has gained rich experience in improving the business environment and attracting FDI. We are willing to share those experiences with Nepal. Thirdly, we will continue to encourage qualified and influential Chinese entrepreneurs to invest in Nepal. Some Chinese big state-owned companies, such as CCCC, CEEC, CSEC, and Huawei, have done their business well in Nepal. We know that Nepal is at a critical stage of economic transformation with great potential of development opportunities. Chinese companies have strong desire to invest different areas such as infrastructure, hydropower, tourism, agriculture, education. Chinese government is arranging to open new flights from China to Bokla and Lambili. And Nambili Buddha International Airport. In this regard, I have a good news to share with all of you. That is from May 1st of this year, namely 3 days later, there will be no visa fee for Nepali people to China. Fourthly, Nepali side should create favorable environment of investment, should continue to create favorable environment of investment. There is a Chinese old saying that is building a good nest to attract the phoenix. What is the meaning of the good nest? There are political and social stability, economic opening up, attractive and friendly investment environment, good projects. One of the important policies the Chinese entrepreneurs are quite interested in is to have a bilateral FTA arrangements between our two countries. That will be a key to improve your investment environment, also a key to attract more Chinese investment. Nepali government also needs more promotion of your investment policy and opportunities. For the companies doing business already here in Nepal, I engaged them recent days. Their main concern, including smooth communication, protection, and facilitations, regular round-table conversation with different levels of government and officials. I know that the Nepali government has done well, has done a very good job. Of course, we should work in together, do more. Friends, let's hand in hand, shoulder by shoulder, work together to build a better future for China and Nepal. A better future for the community with shared future for all of mankind. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for adding all that impetus to our enthusiasm and for the great suggestions and assurances that you bring along. And special thank you for gracing us today here at this event. Ladies and gentlemen, since His Excellency has to catch a flight at 11 a.m., we had to make a slight alterations in the schedule. Now we get set to return back to our regular schedule. And before we do that, our attention certainly has been drawn to the individuals, our esteemed invitees who are having to face the brunt of standing at the hallways. I would want to bring to your notice that we have 2 other spillover halls where you can very much witness all the proceedings live. So if you could find your way, our volunteers and members from the organizing team are spread outside at the lobby. If you could find there, and you would be very much comfortable there. Thank you. Thank you for this great spirit that you add to this event. Said that, let me draw your attention back to the schedule of the formalities up here. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now hear from one of our steadfast and long-standing partners who has extended support in one of the key priorities of the Nepal government over the many years we've worked together. So my pleasure of inviting up on the stage the Chairman and Managing Director Designate of Satluz Jal Vidyut Nigam SJVN, Mr. Sushil Sharma, to share his remarks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, Cabinet Ministers, Chief Ministers, Chief Secretary of Government of Nepal, Secretaries of Government of Nepal, other dignitaries of Government of Nepal, His Excellencies, ambassadors of different countries, representatives from development partners, and media persons. I would like to thank Shri Sushil Bhattaji, CEO, IBN, for providing this opportunity to share my thoughts with this august gathering. SJVN has started its journey in Nepal way back in 2008 by signing an MOU for 900 megawatt Arun 3 hydroelectric project, and since then we have moved a long way. As on date, SJVN is developing 3 hydro projects of around 2,200 megawatt capacity, which are under different stages of implementation. The advent of IBN in the year 2011 has provided the necessary impetus for infrastructure development in Nepal. IBN, under the dynamic leadership of Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, Shri Pushpa Kamal Dahalji, has been instrumental in formulating different laws and regulations to enhance the ease of doing business in Nepal. The enactment of Public-Private Partnership of Investment Act in 2019 is one such major initiative. In the last 4 or 5 years, IBN have made substantial progress in improving business environment in the country. Nepal is an investment-friendly country, and IBN is continuously hand-holding investors like SAPDC for successful implementation of large PPP projects, along with expediting approvals and clearances by coordinating between different Government of Nepal entities. I am happy to say that the progress of Arun 3 hydro project is more than 74%. Work of project stands complete as on date, which exemplifies the role of IBN in facilitating mega projects and guide FDI-based investors. The expeditious clearance of Lower Arun DPR in a record time of 90 days, which has not happened in India itself, and conclusion of PDA and its signing are few such examples, which in itself demonstrates the capability, competency, and pace at which IBN can deliver. The IBN has proactively provided support for us for the import of construction material, machinery, plant and equipment, remittance of payment to foreign suppliers, coordination with different stakeholders, approvals, etc., in a time-bound manner, which is commendable and praiseworthy. Let's give applause to IBM for this thing. SJVN Limited, as on date, is developing 57 gigawatt of power projects in the field of hydro, solar, wind, thermal, and out of which 2,200 megawatt of hydro projects are in Nepal, for which investments of more than 33,000 crores, NPR, 330 billion NPR, will be drawn over the span of project implementation. I would like to highlight that SJVN is committed to generate more than 5,000 megawatt of hydropower in Nepal by 2030, out of the total economical viable potential of 42,000 megawatt. The present development of hydro projects of 2,200 megawatt by SJM Limited in Nepal would generate various benefits such as socio-economic upliftment, employment generation, local resource utilization, medical and educational facilities, infrastructure development, etc., to name a few. The total fiscal benefit in 25 years, along with the indirect benefits being extended to Nepal in the form of utilization of Nepalese resources, that is construction material like cement, steel, etc., will reach more than 1 lakh crore NPR, 1 trillion NPR. I am pleased to share here that SJVN has made big stride in harnessing the solar and wind potential in India, where, as on date, company is developing projects in different states of India to the tune of 7 gigawatt. Solar and wind being the most economical source of electricity, and the capacity can be scaled up at a speedy pace, which has become a need of the hour. I suggest that Nepal should also explore the possibility of coming up with large solar and wind parks, wherein SJVN would be happy to work with IBM in a PPP mode to install such facilities. Adding another feather in the cap, SJVN has recently inaugurated India's first multi-purpose combined heat and power green hydrogen project at Himachal Pradesh in line with National Green Hydrogen Mission of Government of India. Further, SJVN has been entrusted the task of being the nodal agency for green hydrogen pilot project in Nepal, which we are going to start shortly. On this occasion, I would also like to propose that IBM should be empowered to act as an infrastructure authority. We should be in a position to grant different licenses and approvals apart from facilitating the FDI. Investors which would immensely help in implementation of infrastructure projects in the power sector in a time-bound manner. A long-term power trade has been jointly agreed between India and Nepal during the visit of Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal to India. During the occasion, Honorable Prime Minister of India has mentioned that a target of importing 10,000 megawatt of electricity from Nepal in the coming year has been set. However, we know electricity market has now converted from seller's market into the buyer's market, especially in respect of India. Therefore, the development of hydro projects in Nepal requires time-bound and cost-effective completion so that the power generated in Nepal remains competitive in export market. On this occasion, I would also like to draw the attention of Government of Nepal towards areas where improvement is still required, especially laws regarding acquisition of private land, forest land, and ROW, customs, remittances, etc., for timely completion of ongoing projects. As such, all necessary regulations in transmission infrastructure need to be framed at the earliest to achieve this ambitious target, for which Government of Nepal is humbly requested to delegate more powers to IBM. Finally, I would like to highlight that Nepal's investment environment is ready for investors. As an investor, we hope that the government's successful collaboration with the private sector and international stakeholders will assist in remedying the obstacles, impediments, which will help for further betterness of investments and investment ecosystems. I wish IBN and Government of Nepal every success for this grand event. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed. And we cannot be more thankful to receive such positive and substantive feedback at this very important juncture. And we look forward to upscaling our partnership in the many years ahead. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we shall hear from the heads of the umbrella organizations of the private sector, their leadership, as we all know, and their tireless advocacy for the needs of businesses, promoting investment opportunities and driving economic growth have been instrumental in Nepal and in the region, and we cannot wait to hear from them. Before I invite our esteemed speaker, may I humbly apprise that the time allotted for each speaker is 3 minutes, since time is the only constant that we'll be having to deal with in the 2 days that we're here. This is a request to all our speakers to keep their remarks as brief as possible. Thank you for your kind cooperation and your understanding. And said that, my pleasure, if I may invite now the President of Nepal Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Kamlesh Kumar Agarwal.
Right Honorable Prime Minister Pushmo Kamal Dal, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. I welcome you all to this mesmerizing country of Himalayans. It is indeed a proud moment for the country to invite you all to the Emerging Nepal Investment Summit 2024. We have all gathered here to have a dialogue on investment opportunities in the country, which shall ensure progress, sustainability, and perpetual growth in this nation. Every growth chapter begins firstly with a change in mindset. As I stand in front of you and heartily welcome you all, the feeling of hope and optimism is present in the vision of developing Nepal. We realize that capitalizing on the potential cannot be achieved alone. However, it is very much possible through strategic investment, innovative and long-term partnerships and unwavering commitments. Understanding the importance of the shared model concept, I would like to once again emphasize the history and legacy of the Nepal Chamber of Commerce and its contribution to the development of Nepalese economy over the last 7 decades. Today also it plays an important role as a strong linkage between the government and the private sector, facilitating and promoting all ways of growth of commerce and industries in the country. We appreciate your presence as a prospective investor, which shall be instrumental in the whole economic prosperity of the people of Nepal. Your confidence to invest in Nepal will definitely be a stepping stone towards prosperous Nepal. As we manufacturing, forestry, herbs, mines and minerals and agricultural products, Nepal's demographic advantage provides more than 57% of the population falling within the working age group, which essentially provides capacities to various sectors. Energetic and lower labor cost still makes Nepal an attractive destination for industries looking to optimize production. The strategic location of Nepal between 2 giant economies of India and China provides access to the biggest consumer market of approximately 3 billion people, nearly 35% of the world population. Nepal's abundant endemic medicinal and aromatic plants, long history of traditional medicine, its international image as a place of spiritual healing provide unique advantages in today's global health and wellness industries. Being ranked Nepal 19th globally in terms of highest remittance as percentage of GDP, it shows a good level of disposable income of its population, hence it drives consumption within the market. Various global platforms have promoted Nepal as a must-visit place, thus showing opportunities in the tourism sector. Global warming and climate change is one of the most burning issues and challenges faced by all of us. As the world is shifting towards zero emission through renewable energy sources, Nepal has a unique competitive advantage to lead the way in harnessing the power of green hydrogen. By embracing this technology, we can not only visualize a greener environment, but also mitigate climate change while following the path of economic growth. Various bilateral agreements, along with active membership in different regional and international associations of nations, also provide an open, supportive climate for investments in Nepal. We business communities, Nepal is experiencing a socialist-oriented market economy with a strong commitment of all political parties to further continue this and reach newer heights of development by facilitating easy entry, smooth exits, and repatriation of return in the form of capital appreciation and dividends. I would also like to remind and think of the initiatives taken by the Nepal government to propose amendments in various acts and regulations to create a better investment conducive destination. Lastly, I would like to conclude by urging all present here to wholeheartedly embrace the spirit of innovation and collaboration and embark on a journey of growth, prosperity, and shared success. Together, let us unlock the full potential of Nepal and make our way towards a better tomorrow. Thank you. Looking forward to today's session. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in inviting the President of Confederation of Nepali Industries, CNI, Mr. Rajesh Kumar Agarwal.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, distinguished dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor and privilege that I stand before you today as the President of the Confederation of Nepalese Industries at this auspicious occasion of the Nepal Investment Summit 2024 organized by the Government of Nepal. We are delighted to have the opportunity to be as one of the co-organizers of this prestigious event. Today's gathering marks a pivotal moment in our nation's journey towards prosperity and growth, and I am deeply humbled to address such a distinguished audience of investors, policymakers, and visionaries. Nepal, with its abundant natural resources, cultural diversity, and strategic location, presents a wealth of opportunities for investors seeking to make a positive impact while achieving sustainable returns. From tourism to technology, infrastructure development to renewable energy, education to healthcare, our country offers a fertile ground for innovation, entrepreneurship, and inclusive growth. I extend a warm welcome to investors from around the world, inviting you to explore the myriad investment prospects that Nepal has to offer. Together, let us seize this moment to capitalize on the momentum generated by this summit and translate it into tangible investments that drive job creation. Nepal's unparalleled natural beauty, including the majestic Himalayan range and diverse cultural heritage, marks it as a prime destination for adventure seekers, nature enthusiasts, and cultural tourists. With a strategic focus on sustainable tourism practices, there is significant room for investment in eco-friendly accommodations, adventure tourism services, and infrastructure development. Nepal, in the realm of IT, has been making strides to position itself as an emerging IT hub in the South Asian region. Nepal's exports of IT services experienced an extraordinary surge, reaching a remarkable figure of $515.4 million in the year 2022. Furthermore, hydropower represents a crucial sector for investment in Nepal, given its abundant water resources and the potential to generate clean energy. This country is endowed with numerous rivers and water bodies, making it an ideal location for hydropower projects. Likewise, Nepal holds untapped potential for investors across diverse sectors, including education, healthcare, tea, real estate, and textiles. I'm glad to share with you all that the government has responded to the requests of the private sector, such as CNI, by amending various laws and regulations. It brings me great satisfaction to recognize and commend the proactive measures taken by the government through recent amendments in a multitude of laws and regulations. These actions underscore the government's unwavering commitment to nurturing a conducive investment climate within the country. As the President of CNI, I wholeheartedly endorse these initiatives and extend our firm support towards their implementation. We are committed to collaborating closely with the government to ensure the successful execution of these reforms. While we have made significant strides, I firmly believe that there is still much ground to cover. I am optimistic that the government will continue to extend its support and foster a favorable environment for investors in the days ahead. Also, please rest assured that CNI is committed to providing unwavering support and assistance to investors seeking to navigate the intricacies of the Nepalese market. In closing, let's seize this moment to drive transformative change and sustainable growth in Nepal. I strongly believe together we can unlock our country's full potential through collaboration, innovation, and shared vision. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed. May I now invite for his remarks the President of the Federation of Nepali Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FNCCI, Mr. Chandra Prasad Dhakal.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Minister, Honorable Chief Minister, high-level government officials, excellencies, partner from donor agency, distinguished guests, friend from media, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and privilege to welcome you to the third Investment Summit 2024. On behalf of the Federation of Nepali Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the entire Nepali private sector, I extend a warm greeting to esteemed guests, dignitaries, investors, and partners from around the world. We are deeply honored by the presence of our Right Honorable Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal, an esteemed investor, highlighting the significance of this summit and referring our collective commitment to unlock the Nepal immense potential. Theme for summit, Emerging Nepal, reflect our national vision. We aim to unlock the untapped potential across the various sectors, nurturing the innovation, entrepreneurship, and the job creation. Distinguished dignitaries, Nepal offers the diverse investment opportunity across the tourism, infrastructure, energy, agriculture, technology, to name a few. Nepal lies in the strategic location that presents the unmatched investment potential. The proximity of the two powerful economies, China and India, with the market size of the more than 2.7 billion people, Nepal serves as the gateway to vast market and untapped opportunities. There is a huge opportunity in the renewable energy. The recent power trade agreement to sell the 10,000 megawatt of the energy with the India and the long-term power trade agreement with the Bangladesh, the single immense potential for the hydropower generation in Nepal and trade with the India, Bangladesh and the South Asian markets. In the tourism, Nepal rich the cultural heritage and the natural beauty with the modern infrastructure, including airports, road, cable car, theme park, hotels, and resort to welcome the tourists from around the world. Nepal, the land of hills and Himalayas, gods and goddesses, Lumbini and Pasupati and Muktinath has the many opportunity to be tapped. The growing outbound tourists from the India and China present an opportunity for Nepal, beautiful hill station and snow mountain. Agriculture and agro-processing is the another promising sector with the increasing the demand for Nepal fresh vegetable in GCC countries. Nepal diverse the biodiversity and proximity to the market. 3 to 5 hours flight distance to GCC offer the prospect of the product all-weather agriculture product tailored to the demands of the market. ICT is the another promising sector for investment with abundant and the youthful human resource and the vibrant entrepreneurial spirit. Nepal is the emerging as the thriving hub for the ICT business and innovation. Investing in the technical education is the another promising sector for Nepal, giving the significant gap between the demand for the skilled human resource and the availability of the supply. With the many untapped youth seeking the opportunity at the home and the abroad, establishing the technical school would serve to vital prosperity, address the domestic shortage of the skilled labor and help the boost remittance inflow when the skilled worker migrate abroad. Nepal economy has advanced significantly. It is graduating to the developing nation by the 2026. Therefore, the need for the investment remains the pressing. The government has demonstrated the supported from the business-friendly policy and initiative to foster the conducive investment environment. The recent amendment of the 12 laws and the policy and the endorsement of the bilateral investment agreement (BIA) framework aiming the bringing the foreign investment in an example. These highlight the measure of the facilitate the foreign investment, including simplified the regulation, initiative and infrastructure development. The recent business summit in the New Delhi, Beijing and Dubai, organized by the FNCCI in the presence of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, has helped to boost the investor confidence and expand their investment into Nepal. On behalf of the Nepali private sector, we assure you our continuous support and the commitment to the joint venture in the all potential sector. I believe in the Nepalese emerging growth story. I am myself one example of what can be done if the Nepal potential tap. So let's seize this occasion to forge the partnership and the chart the path toward the sustainable development and prosperity. Together, let's unlock the Nepal boundless potential and the create a brighter future for generation to come. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The solidarity and pledge from the private sector is central to the government, especially given the priority it accords to the center in its periodic plans and policies. We thank all the leaders from the fraternity for their very spirited call to create that synergy. Thank you indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also honored by the presence of the leaders of the fraternity from the region and beyond. It's my pleasure now to invite them as they take their turn to share their greetings to this forum. First and foremost, my pleasure of inviting the lead of delegation from the Confederation of Indian Industries, CII, Mr. Supratim Datta.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Pushpakamal Dahal, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great privilege for CII to participate in the third edition of the Nepal Investment Summit. We are honored to share the platform with Right Honorable Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Barsam Manpunji. Excellency, CII had a very productive and insightful meeting with you just about 2 weeks ago during the 58th AGM of the FNCCI. Your vision statement for Nepal, the potential that Nepal holds for us, has bolstered the confidence of the Indian enterprise in Nepal's economic potential going forward. The CII, on its part, is a strong believer in the enduring relationship between India and Nepal. Our ties go far beyond trade and commerce. It encompasses development partnerships, robust economic engagement, and also, most importantly, a vibrant people-to-people connect. Today, we have an opportunity to build on this momentum, the momentum that can explore new avenues of collaboration, India's vast consumer base, advancements in technology, and entrepreneurial spirit can serve as a catalyst for Nepal's economic development. While Nepal's strategic location and natural resources offer immense potential for Indian enterprises to participate in this growth story. From CII, we see many opportunities to work together. To my mind, there are 5 core pillars of engagement which may be captured aptly through an acronym which I call TRADE, T-R-A-D-E, T for tourism, R for roads and railways and infrastructure in general, A for agriculture, D for digital, and E for energy. Let me spend just a brief few minutes on each of these aspects. Tourism. Nepal's rich natural, cultural, and religious heritages offer tremendous potential for tourism and hospitality in this country. The extensive tourism value chains, which comprises hotels, travel agents, airlines, tour operators, and guides, results in a very powerful economic multiplier, ranking it amongst the highest amongst industry on this count. It is also pertinent to note that comparable economies like Sri Lanka, Cambodia, and many others get about 15 to 20% of GDP coming from this sector. And that really holds the promise for the tourism sector in Nepal. Indian enterprises, on our part, would be very keen to invest in the development of the hospitality infrastructure in Nepal, and also very importantly in building human capacity to be successful in this very important industry as we go forward. Roads, railways, and infrastructure. World-class infrastructure, as all of us know, is key for development. On the one hand, it is a prerequisite, in a manner of speaking, for boosting economic activity, but it's also, on the other hand, a force multiplier for job creation and for private consumption. Indian industry believes it can partner Nepal in its infrastructure mission. We would be keen to explore projects encompassing road connectivity, airports, railway networks, intercity highways, and expressways. A for agriculture. Agriculture remains a very significant contributor to the GDP of Nepal. It's about 25%, but importantly, it also contributes 60% or employs 60% of the total workforce in the country. There is significant potential to manufacture and process high-value agricultural goods from Nepal, given its rich flora and fauna and biodiversity in the country. We can go up the value chain through products like medicinal and aromatic plants, pet food, horticulture, honey, tea, coffee, etc., which have all been already identified by the government of Nepal. I think where there is a potential to work together is on investments in seed technology, in agri-tech, in building fertilizer capacity within the country, so that this contributes to enhancing the productivity of the agriculture sector within Nepal. Investments in climate-smart agriculture, in agroforestry, leveraging the power of technology is going to be critical to build resilience in agri-value chains and creating sustainable livelihoods in Nepal. This is very critical, especially given what's happening these days on climate change and the extreme weather events that are now a reality of life. But I think the key point I will make on agriculture is that the economic multiplier of agriculture can be amplified many-fold if you can integrate seamlessly agriculture with forward linkages with value chains in food processing and FMCG categories. And that's what we are actually doing already in the company that I represent, and I talk about that in a minute. I think this can in turn lead to the virtuous cycle of employment generation, of conserving foreign exchange, and in fact actually import substitution, and also spurring higher levels of private consumption in the country. D for digital. IT exports, somebody already has spoken about it, has already crossed the 500 million mark in 2022 and is actually doing very well already. But I think the potential here is to quadruple that number in the near to medium term to $4 billion. The rapid evolution of digital technologies, which is things like Industry 4.0, AI, ML, cloud technologies, etc., actually present a tremendous opportunity for Nepal's IT sector. The rapid development of the IT sector in Nepal, along with a vibrant startup ecosystem, can actually engender a virtuous cycle again of employment creation, of foreign exchange earnings, and provide a fillip to private consumption in the country, and reaping the demographic dividend that Nepal has got. We must work together to leverage India's expertise in the IT sector and also its great success in recent times in digital public infrastructure to usher in rapid digitalization of the Nepali economy. E for energy, my previous speakers have already spoken about it, so I won't take much time. But I think the long-term power trade agreement that has been signed between India and Nepal recently has paved the way for Indian enterprises to participate in this sector through investments in Nepal's hydropower development, setting up transmission lines and energy storage. This will go a long way in developing Nepal and positioning it as a clean energy hub in South Asia. Finally, I would also like to take this opportunity to share our own experience of ITC, the company I represent, through our presence in the country through our subsidiary called Surya Nepal Limited. A lot of you people may be knowing about it. ITC has been in Nepal for over nearly 4 decades now through our subsidiary. And from a humble beginning in 1986, Surya Nepal has transformed itself into a truly Nepalese company, offering consumers world-class products and services under the proud Made in Nepal tag. It is the largest contributor to the exchequer and stands as a beacon of success for potential foreign investors, and we'll be very happy to share our own experience with potential foreign investors. In recent years, the company has forayed into new FMCG lines of businesses such as biscuits, confectionery, and agarbatti, and we are now also looking at launching a high-end luxury hotel project in the city of Kathmandu. We remain focused on scaling up these businesses as also our existing businesses in the years to come. Finally, on behalf of CII, I would once again like to express our thanks for giving us the opportunity to share our thoughts. We look forward to working closely with you and contributing to Nepal's growth stories in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, with great pleasure, now I invite to share his remarks the Senior Vice President for South Asia of the United States Chamber of Commerce, Ambassador Retired Atul Keshav.
Namaste and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a delight to be here. Honorable Prime Minister, Minister Poon, members of the government, distinguished delegates, what a delight to be in Kathmandu. You know, we Americans are not neighbors, but His Excellency Ambassador Thompson, my dear friend, will tell you that Americans love Nepal. They love Nepal because it is the sacred land of Lord Buddha, it has the beautiful Himalayas, and the American people have had a deep love for this country for a very, very long time because of the warmth of your people. So it's a great honor to be here. Friends, I bring you the very warm greetings of the United States Chamber of Commerce in Washington, D.C. We are the world's largest private sector business advocacy organization. At our headquarters across from the White House, we were very honored to host Minister Poon last week, and we had a delightful time talking about the prospects for private sector investment in Nepal. Back in October, we hosted your Honorable Foreign Minister for the ceremony that accredited the very newest and 130th American Chamber of Commerce right here in Kathmandu, Nepal. So we've had very warm and friendly engagements with the government of Nepal, and we look forward to having that continue. And I invite all of you to come and visit us at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce in Washington, D.C. Friends, I last came here 10 years ago when I was an American diplomat, and there have been some real tough times in this country in the past 10 years. The earthquake, the pandemic, so much suffering. But what has really lifted my heart with joy in these past 2 days in Kathmandu is the amount of progress that Nepal has made despite these tough setbacks. The fact that you're having this wonderful summit, that you have a growing stock market, that you have a growing GDP, growing personal wealth, is really remarkable. At the United States Chamber of Commerce, we believe in the Founding Fathers' credo of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And we want that for Americans, and we want that for all of the people of the world. And it's a delight to see Nepal doing well. In fact, particularly important is the reduction in poverty rate by an estimated 25% since 2011. I can tell you Kathmandu in the past 10 years has been transformed, and there's so much wealth and happiness on the streets, and that is exactly right and proper. Hosting this summit is a very strong signal to the world that Nepal is open for business, and we applaud you and your government for taking this initiative. The United States Chamber's mission in Nepal is twofold. First, we wish to support and recognize and celebrate the accreditation of the newest American Chamber of Commerce, and we really appreciate all of their hard work over the past 3 years to become accredited. The AmCham Nepal has the full support of the American business community because they are the representatives here of that community, and they are the leaders who will help drive private sector investment and facilitate commercial exchanges between the American people and the Nepali people. The AmCham here in Nepal can be a reliable, constructive partner in policy engagement with the government on ways to build a prosperous, free, sovereign, and happy Nepal for the benefit of all. Second, we want to understand the current business environment and the investment landscape in Nepal and understand the government's reform and liberalization agenda and its priorities. And in this regard, I want to say that I had a wonderful meeting with the Honorable Prime Minister and with the Honorable Finance Minister, and we heard very clearly the message of the government of Nepal about streamlining regulation, about ease of doing business, about speed of doing business, and about transforming Nepal through private sector investment. I also would say that we are taking this information back to the United States so that we can talk to our many thousands of member companies about the prospects in Nepal. Your presentation that we saw earlier was very compelling about the comparative advantages in Nepal, and I think that kind of messaging to the world is extremely important, so I'm very glad to be here. I would also want to thank our senior executives who traveled in with me, who came in from New Delhi. We have a lot of senior American executives in the region who make investment decisions. They're in Delhi, they're in Gurgaon, they're in Mumbai, of course, and in Bengaluru, and they're so close by. And these are people who are senior in American companies. They are empowered to make investment decisions. It is clear that Nepal has amazing opportunity in ICT, energy, tourism, agriculture, infrastructure, and financial services. These are areas of great interest for American companies. ICT particularly, I feel, can be a game changer. American digital economy companies are the leaders in the world, and they are interested in what's happening in Nepal. You have a wonderful demographic dividend, you have a fantastically talented and increasingly skilled populace, and this could be a real hotspot for American digital economy companies. In a way, Nepal can take full advantage of this by ensuring that the regulations that govern the digital economy are as competitive as possible. Because these companies, being digital, can hire wherever the best policy opportunities are. And if the policy and regulatory framework in Nepal is good, they will come. Friends, the development and unlocking of Nepal's rich hydropower resources through effective regulations and policies can also position the country as an energy hub and an exporter to the wider region, which will fuel considerable growth in this region and in Nepal, and of course generate tremendous amounts of revenue and prosperity for the Nepalese people. Clean energy could also sustainably fuel further investment in Nepal, particularly in energy-intensive products such as servers and data centers, especially relying on clean and renewable energy. Friends, while there's a lot that's been accomplished, and I really appreciate the rhetoric and the clear policy signals of the government of Nepal, I think that there's always more to do, and this is where American companies play a role. American companies have been in Nepal for decades. They are responsible stakeholders. They adhere to the very highest levels of ethics and managerial and technological excellence, environmental stewardship. They are very large employers in this country. They pay substantial amounts of taxes. They touch the lives of millions of people in this country, and they are working to build a better and happier life for all of the people of Nepal. Companies like MetLife, Coca-Cola, our digital economy powerhouses, are deeply dedicated to the happiness and prosperity of this country. And indeed, we believe in the role of the private sector in generating prosperity and wealth and happiness, and not generating debt and obligation, which is only a way to go backward. Creating a more level playing field for foreign companies, building regulatory predictability and mechanisms for stakeholder inputs, and focusing on ease and speed of doing business will generate further investment in Nepal. In the words of an old American film, if you build it, they will come. We commend the government for its actions in many of these areas, and we appreciate very much the government's efforts to obtain Nepal's first sovereign credit rating and working to pass the electricity bill. We believe that a commitment to lasting reform will enable Nepal's business environment and private sector truly to flourish and generate sustainable, inclusive, and resilient growth for Nepal's citizens. And friends, may I say from my regional perspective, it is clear that the next 20 years in this region could be completely transformative. If you look at the demographic advantages, if you look at the increasing regional and collective effort for integration, and the amazing, amazing demographics of South Asia, I think that you could see a transformation in the lives of the Nepali people over the next 20 years that is going to greatly enhance your prosperity and your happiness. But friends, effective and coherent government policy will be essential, and it will catalyze Nepal's efforts to graduate from least developed country status very soon and enter middle income. Friends, the United States Chamber of Commerce stands with you. We look forward to hearing good news from Nepal. We'll take the good news we've heard today back to Washington. We invite you all to continue the engagement. Thank you all very much for the opportunity to speak to you. Thank you. Good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in inviting to the podium President of the SAARC Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Mohammad Jassim Uddin.
Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, Mr. Pushpa Kamal Dahal, His Excellency Finance Minister, and the Honorable President of Nepali Federation Chamber of Commerce and Industry, other dignitaries in the dais, the Honorable Ministers, diplomats, business leaders, distinguished guests, members of print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to you all. On this momentous occasion, I am honored to join the inaugural ceremony of the 3rd Nepal Investment Summit 2024, held in capital of Nepal, a beautiful city of home of the world's highest mountain peak. On behalf of SAARC Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the government of Nepal and the supporting organization for their dedication in hosting this prestigious summit for the 3rd time. The presence of such distinguished gathering today is a powerful sign of Nepal's growing importance and the business expansion of the global and regional scale. So I congratulate Nepal for this landmark arrangement. Distinguished guests, today's investment summit serves as a springboard for the further networking and the continuing potential investors, developers, national and global business leaders, policymakers, and other key stakeholders. This vital exchange will showcase Nepal's opportunities as a top investment destination. The SAARC region boasts immense potential, the vast market, a young and dynamic and the diverse resource. As a president of SAARC Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I am particularly excited about the future prospect and trade and investment between Nepal and the SAARC countries. However, we must also acknowledge the first challenge invited like South Asian Free Trade Agreement, the SAFTA and the SAFAs have yet to reach the South Asian. Their desired potential inter-regional SAARC trade remains below 7%. The NAFTA, this figure is over 40%. the 56% in EU countries and 22% is ASEAN countries, and the 5.36% is the Commons. Excellencies, it is highly relevant to reveal this year many of the fresh starters, the regional trade and the activity, the Ankara, the Agartala, Akaura and Agartala rail link between India and Bangladesh was integrated recently. Similarly, India-Sri Lanka ferry service has resumed after 40 years, and the Bhutan-Bangladesh have entered into an agreement enabling the Bhutan use Bangladesh railways, airways, seaport, waterways, and the road transit. In addition, South Asian countries, particularly Nepal, Bhutan, and Northeast India, possess immense potential for the hydro power generation. The first ever regional energy market has been functional with the participation of India, Nepal, Bangladesh. This traditional activity highlights the hydropower and the central theme of the unlocking border benefits between Nepal and Bangladesh. We are looking forward to the regional electricity market with the increase the synergy of the clean energy resources and the tapping immense hydropower potential in Nepal and Bhutan for low-cost energy crisis across the SAARC. The region also largely untapped the strategic manufacturing and trade hub that can be revitalized through investment, energy, agriculture, infrastructure, green business, logistics, and the connectivity, pharmaceutical, FMCG, healthcare, and startups with the innovation and drive-in sector add regional respect. To move forward, it is essential for the government to reason for creating business-friendly parallel policies, reducing trade and transport costs, and the transit time along the regional corridors. The natural beauty of the rich cultural heritage South Asia, including both Nepal and Bangladesh, make them popular tourist destination. By joining forces, joint initiatives, we can create win-win situation for all the involved. Collaboration can extend both beyond energy, e-commerce, educational exchange programs, secondary, tertiary, and the technical levels. This foster skill as well develop the workforce across the region. In this era of fourth industrial revolution, digitalization has been opened new avenues for the innovation, efficiency, and the inclusion, bringing new facilities and the individuals, organizations, and nations. Significant advanced digital technologies have driven dynamic changes for the way we communicate the access of information to how we conduct the business. Following these changes, new drivers and the considerations are also emerging, especially for cooperation in skill development, harmonize the regulatory framework, and the cybersecurity measures in essential. So, despite the challenge, I am confident that we can build a more vibrant future for regional trade. Cooperation during COVID-19 pandemic, notably vaccine access, financial support, and the food supply, and the example of the new dimension of our regional ties. Let us leverage this summit as a platform for address the first shortcomings by streamlining the regulations, fostering across-border collaboration, and the investing in the infrastructure. We can unlock the true potential of SAARC. In conclusion, I would like to stress the importance of the South Asian regional cooperation. In the new context, I hope we can work together to identify new opportunities, foster innovation, define our approach to lead the global trade. Let us harness the potential of Nepal to build a brighter, more prosperous future for South Asia. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward the valuable discussion, insights that will enhance of the investment summit.
Thank you.
Together, we can create a more prosperous and the interconnected South Asia. I wish a great success of the third Nepal Investment Summit 2024. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammad Jasimuddin, the President, SAARC Chamber of Commerce and Industries, and to all the esteemed speakers who have represented their voices at this forum. Thank you for the essence of solidarity and optimism that you bring along, and special thanks for your valuable remarks and the love, affection, and cordiality you usher into this forum. So that, ladies and gentlemen, we will now be hearing from our steadfast and long-standing allies who have contributed immensely in shaping Nepal's economic landscape. First and foremost, it's my pleasure to invite to share his remarks the Acting Vice President of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, AIIB, Mr. Rajat Mishra.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, Your Excellencies, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste. It's an honor to represent AIB and speak at this important event. And I will just try to focus briefly on how AIB can assist Nepal in its development journey. Nepal is at a historic cusp, scheduled to graduate from category of LDC to medium-income country very quickly. And with robust macroeconomic stability and strong external sector, Nepal can capitalize on its strengths to further its development. Firstly, Nepal possesses a very strong democratic dividend with a young population. Secondly, Nepal is blessed with abundant natural resources, including hydropower, which has already been touched by a lot of speakers. Third, Nepal has a fertile land and rich biodiversity, which can support the growth of agro-industries. And last but not least, Nepal's breathtaking landscapes, rich cultural heritage, and the majestic Himalayas make it a prime tourist destination. However, to fully harness these potentials, infrastructure development and connectivity is crucial, and which is where AIB can play a significant role. As the newest multilateral development institution with a focus on infrastructure, including social infrastructure, AIB has both sovereign and non-sovereign financing windows. We have, just to give a brief background, we have 4 thematic priorities, including green infrastructure, connectivity and regional cooperation, technology-enabled infrastructure, and private capital mobilization. And all of them resonate with Nepal's development needs. On the green infrastructure, for example, we see significant potential in export of hydropower to countries like Bangladesh and India, which have significant energy needs and rely on fossil fuels currently. So it will help significantly in greening of the energy sector in the region. We can help in development of renewable projects, hydro projects, transmission lines, cross-border connectivity, and so on, and where private sector participation is also very critical. Connectivity is another priority for AIB, and we have set ourselves a target of cross-border connectivity to represent 25 to 30% of all financing approvals by 2030. Nepal's landlocked and mountainous regions, it raises the cost of production and trade, but AIB can help in development of roads, power transmission, airports, water infrastructure, and digital infrastructure to help transform Nepal to a land-linked country. Finally, Nepal has the potential to become an important base for agro-industries, as the previous speaker from ITC also pointed out, producing high-value items such as tea. AIB has experience in financing connectivity to tea gardens through a rural road connectivity program in India, and we understand the importance of skilled manpower and connectivity to such industries. And we recognize the importance of investing in Nepal's demographic dividend. To ensure that the youth stay in country and contribute to its development, investment in education and health is essential. AIB can invest in social infrastructure, including both public and private education and healthcare facilities. In conclusion, AIB stands ready to support Nepal in its development journey. Through our focus on green infrastructure, connectivity and technology, and private capital mobilization, AIB can contribute to Nepal's sustainable development. Together, we can build a prosperous and resilient Nepal for future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in inviting to the podium the Vice President for Central West and South Asia, Asian Development Bank, ADB, Mr. Yin Ming Yang.
Honorables, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to participate in this summit. On behalf of the Asian Development Bank, let me extend our warmest congratulations to the opening of the third summit. Nepal is at a critical stage of welcoming investors by showcasing important progress in improving the business climate in recent years. The country is well placed to harness the benefit of the richer natural resources and the friendly external relations in critical areas such as water resources, green energy, agriculture and tourism, trade and investment. In my remarks, I will touch upon ADB's operations in Nepal and share our views on priorities for promoting investments. ADB is seeking opportunities to expand our private sector operations. Our investments include a hydropower project, lending to SMEs, including women-led business, partnership on trade finance with financial institutions, and the support through venture capital. ADB and the World Bank Group are currently preparing a joint approach for our forthcoming country strategies. The joint approach allows closely aligning all our operations during the period 2025 to 2029, including in private sector development. Coming to my views on how to promote investments, especially from the private sector, I would like to share a three-stream approach, namely upper, middle, and downstream support. On upstream support, ADB's sovereign and non-sovereign operations will collaborate under one ADB approach to introduce reforms to strengthen the enabling environment for the private sector development. Through a mix of our instruments, mainly policy programs, investment projects, and technical assistance, ADB works with a wide range of stakeholders to help pinpoint critical reforms and integrate them into our operations. Some key areas for strengthening the enabling environment for private sector include simplified permits and approval process in the areas of business registration, land permits, environment and social safeguard standards, investment repatriation, flexibility in hiring, and transparent and fair tax administration. Furthermore, ADB is developing a PPP roadmap for Nepal and will support priorities identified in the roadmap. ADB, in collaboration with International Finance Corporation, is also working with the government to obtain approval for ADB to issue offshore local currency bonds in the near term in order to enrich the tools for supporting a strong private sector development. Coming to mainstream support, ADB offers support for PPPs in the form of transaction advisory services At every stage of the project cycle, ADB deploys significant resources to support upstream and midstream activities for PPPs. ADB envisages some midstream opportunities for private sector support to be embedded in its sovereign operations, and will therefore screen each project at early design stage to identify such possibilities. For example, in the PPP roadmap for Nepal, our initial assessment shows the potential for PPPs in solid waste management, smart metering, solar parks, options and maintenance of roads and tunnels, consistent with ongoing federal reforms. Turning to downstream support, including climate finance, at Asia and the Pacific's Climate Bank, ADB aims to mobilize $100 billion in climate finance by 2030, and to increase support to climate change mitigation and adaptation to 75% of our overall commitment operations in terms of a project number. ADB supports the financing needs of our developing member countries, including the private sector, especially in meeting their climate goals and the net zero target. In Nepal, ADB expects mobilizing a combination of concessional resources and technical assistance to the private sector for large-scale climate initiatives. ADB will consider support for MSMEs, including women entrepreneurs, in niche product value chains, such as horticulture, medical and aromatic plants, and non-timber forest products. ADB will also explore opportunities for mobilizing long-term private financing for infrastructure development, such as electricity generation from hydropower and other renewable sources. We will also explore ways to scale up business models and technology solutions to increase their impacts, focusing on digitalization, gender equality, inclusive finance, and climate adaptation, in line with the government priorities. ADB will further endeavor to diversify into other segments of infrastructure, such as high-quality telecommunication services, clean and affordable transportation, urban infrastructure and services, and tourism infrastructure. In closing, I would like to commend the initiatives taken by the government to promote investments and reiterate ADB's strong commitment to assist Nepal in attracting private sector investments with both our knowledge and lending services, and in partnership with all the other stakeholders, including the business community. Finally, let me wish a great success of the summit. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed. May I now invite upon stage the South Asia Regional Vice President of the World Bank Group, Mr. Martin Reiser, to share his remarks.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Finance Minister, respected former Prime Minister, Excellencies, heads of delegations, ladies and gentlemen, partners and friends. Namaste and a good morning, or by now almost good afternoon to all of you. It's a great pleasure to be back here in Nepal and very exciting to participate in this third Nepal Investment Summit. I'm here with a delegation of colleagues from the World Bank, from the IFC, and from MIGA. We, as the World Bank Group, are here to support Nepal's commitment to transform the country into an emerging destination for global investment. There are many things for Nepal to be optimistic about
and a lot of them have already been mentioned. Nepal's economic model has delivered growth and reduced poverty with an average rate of 4.3% in the last decade, elevating the country to lower middle-income status in July 2020. Nepal offers many opportunities for greener, more resilient and inclusive development. Lucrative growth drivers include the hydropower, tourism, agribusiness and IT sectors, which offer comparative advantages and export potential and can spur job creation. The government has taken many proactive steps to facilitate both domestic and foreign investment across sectors. The World Bank Group also acknowledges the recent government decision to amend 9 laws through an ordinance. At the same time, Nepal needs higher levels of resources and investment to achieve its development goals, much more than what the public sector alone can provide. According to Nepal's National Planning Commission, Nepal will need to mobilize $2.75 billion per year in private investment if it is to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. To improve the climate to attract these investments and crowd in private sector, both domestic and international, several priorities stand out. First, Nepal will need to continue to improve the legal and regulatory environment. My friend Yang Yingming has outlined a number of areas in this regard, so let me not dwell on this. Second, we recommend the development of a national investment policy that translates broader FDI and domestic investment targets into specific strategies across sectors. One of the previous speakers mentioned the long-standing dialogue we've had, for example, on the development of the electricity bill. This is an example of the kind of sector-specific legislation based on continuous dialogue that Nepal needs to embrace. Nepal should also strengthen the institutional capacity at the federal and subnational levels to implement credible PPP projects and improve service delivery. So many of the previous speakers have mentioned opportunities in this regard, particularly in the infrastructure sector. And perhaps more fundamentally, Nepal needs to be ready to embrace greater competition and level the playing field for new investors to come in. The World Bank Group has been a credible and steadfast partner in helping Nepal improve its investment climate. Recently, we supported 2 critical policy reforms to facilitate greater foreign direct investment into the country, including the reduction in the minimum FDI threshold to 20 million rupees and the setting up of the automatic approval route to allow FDI of up to 500 million rupees. We also work closely with Nepal Rashtra Bank to strengthen its anti-money laundering legislation. Recent data suggests a positive uptick in FDI inflows, indeed an 80% increase in the first 4 months of this year, in the first 7 months of FY24 compared to the same period in FY23. We are helping Nepal conduct investment assessments into the investment climate, including through the World Bank's flagship Be Ready report, which will be released in September this year and will assess the overall investment climate. We're also carrying out similar assessments at the provincial level to help identify opportunities and constraints at the subnational level. The World Bank Group is here as investors. IDA, IFC and MEGA offer financing models that can catalyze private investment and offer national and international stakeholders an unrivaled opportunity to strengthen development impact. We have invested, we're ready to invest, and we're ready to do more. Indeed, jointly with our partners in the Asian Development Bank, we have recently signed an MOU to expand investments in Nepal's hydropower potential, including the flagship Upper Arun and Dutkoshi projects, with major expected benefits not just for Nepal's economy, but for Nepal's neighbors in South Asia. We are here as development partners to continue supporting the government's reform agenda, which is critical to unleash private sector potential. Again, my predecessor already mentioned that we are working on a joint partnership framework with the ADB and the World Bank Group to guide this legal, regulatory, and institutional support. In closing, let me repeat that we stand committed to continue supporting Nepal in its vision of creating an investment-friendly environment. With this, let me wish the third Nepal Investment Summit the best of success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed. Thank you so much for your very insightful and valuable inputs. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look forward towards upscaling our already existing and strong ties with our development partners, we cannot help not extend a note of gratitude to them for their very strong support and for their camaraderie, as well as the cordiality they have extended to Nepal over the many decades that we've worked together. So that, ladies and gentlemen, we also cannot help share how overwhelmed we are to have received best wishes and greetings from all our friends, partners, collaborators, who not. And we take a moment now just to present before you a few prominent such greetings and messages received from our very valued friends and partners in front of you now. First and foremost, allow us to draw your attention towards the screen now as we play the video message received from the Secretary General of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, Her Excellency Madam Rebecca Greenspan.
Your Excellencies, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal, Ministers, Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Foreign Affairs Narayan Kaji Shrestha, Honorable Finance Minister Barshaman Pun, distinguished delegates, investors, business leaders, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. As Secretary General of the UN Trade and Development Conference, it is with great honor and a sense of shared purpose that I address you today at the third Nepal Investment Summit. Nepal, a land of breathtaking natural beauty, rich in resources, culture, and a dynamic workforce, is already on a positive growth, heading to graduate from the least developed countries category in 2026. Its young and dynamic population, a strategic location at the crossroads of Asia, and a growing appetite for progress, is poised to become a regional beacon of inclusive growth and innovation. This summit marks a critical opportunity to showcase Nepal's immense potential to global investment and provide a multi-stakeholder platform to exchange and interact. Both from hydropower and renewable energy to sustainable agriculture, tourism, and the technology sector, Nepal offers diverse and lucrative investment avenues that promise meaningful contributions to the nation's development trajectory. We, at the UN Trade and Development Conference, have long recognized Nepal's great investment potential as showcased in the investment guide and the investment policy review we undertook specially for the country. According to our study, Nepal has made significant strides in recent years, demonstrating a strong will to create a conducive business environment. The government's effort to streamline regulations, enhance infrastructure and institutional capacity, and promote transparency are encouraging signs for potential investors, together with the very ambitious policy agenda that has been proposed. Policies like the new Foreign Investment and Technology Transfer Act, Industrial Enterprise Act, Public-Private Partnership Act, IP policy and labor law are important reforms in Nepal, along with several other investment-related policies in the pipeline to improve its business environment. As Nepal continues on this path, ensuring a level playing field for both domestic and international investors will be essential to attracting the scale of investment needed to reach its full potential. We must also prioritize investments that empower women, youth, bridge social divides, and that address Nepal's unique vulnerability to climate change. Investing in green technologies, resilient infrastructure, and climate-smart agriculture is not merely a profitable choice, but an urgent necessity for Nepal's long-term prosperity and security. We at UNCTAD stand as a steadfast partner to Nepal on this journey. Our reports, conferences, and technical programs are available to support the government in creating policy frameworks that promote sustainable investment, build capacity, and foster technological innovation. Distinguished guests, the opportunities before Nepal are vast. By working together, government, the private sector, investors, civil society, and international partners, we can unlock Nepal's potential and build a future where economic growth, social progress, and environmental sustainability go hand in hand. Let this summit be a catalyst for bold action, innovative partnerships, and a resounding commitment to a prosperous and inclusive future for Nepal. I thank you.
And we extend our bit of gratitude for these very optimistic and encouraging words from the United Nations Conference for Trade and Development. Thank you, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, this summit is all about laying a foundation to creating new ties and to bolstering networks, both old and new. And in this regard, today for us is a fresh beginning. And this say finds its relevance in the newer and the changing world realities and the context as well. And amidst the heightened developments triggered by technology, AI, and whatnot, our needs are shifting, and therefore the importance of coming together. Nepal cannot wait, trust us. Nepal cannot wait to reap from your expertise, your resources, your knowledge to create that essence of solidarity and prosperity together. Thank you one more time for your very, very valued presence herein. Said that, ladies and gentlemen, we will now be hearing from high representatives from our very, very esteemed and close allies, friends, partners since a long, long time now. Friendships that date back ages old. And they would be introduced by their excellencies, the ambassadors of the friend nations who represent them. Ladies and gentlemen, the friendship, support, and collaboration have yielded countless opportunities of growth and progress for Nepal, and they continue to shape the trajectory of Nepal's development journey. Said that, and with immense gratitude, I have the pleasure, first and foremost, of inviting upon podium His Excellency, the Ambassador Dean R. Thompson, the Ambassador of the United States to Nepal.
Honorable Prime Minister, distinguished members of the Cabinet, esteemed guests and participants, it's really a pleasure to be here to have an opportunity to introduce some friends of Nepal in our video. But quickly, I just want to say, for 77 years, the United States has been a steadfast partner working closely with Nepal on its development journey, and we're so proud that as we look forward for the next 77 years, We're poised to invest billions of grant-based assistance in developing infrastructure, transportation sectors, health sectors, and many, many other areas of Nepal. And working together, we want to strengthen the business climate and make Nepal indeed a fine destination for investment. Congratulations on this summit, and I would turn people's attention to the video screens to see some friends of Nepal from Washington with their greetings.
The United States is deeply committed to Nepal's economic future. For over 7 decades, the United States has worked with the Nepali people, its government, and the vibrant private sector to attract investment, to strengthen the business climate, and to make sure this economic growth benefits people at all levels of Nepali society.
I had the unforgettable experience of visiting Nepal last year, and I saw firsthand the deep cultural heritage, the incredible natural beauty, and of course the inspiring people that make Nepal unique. From tourism to clean energy, agribusiness to IT, Nepal provides a significant emerging opportunity for investment. As Nepal graduates from least developed country status in 2026, this summit is of paramount importance, as are the government of Nepal's continued steps to adopt pro-growth reforms and further build on its impressive democratic progress. USAID is looking forward to continued partnership with the government and with the private sector to generate additional growth and opportunity for the people of Nepal.
The United States is committed to supporting Nepal's economic growth. DFC has committed more than $270 million in projects across Nepal to support Nepal's vital economic sectors, including technology, agriculture, and energy. We have focused on improving access to capital for small and medium enterprises across Nepal, particularly strengthening women's economic empowerment. And we know that there is much more that we can do together. Together, we can invest in Nepal's infrastructure and help support economic growth across the country. And we at DFC are ready to do our part.
Nepal and the United States have a long history of bilateral ties based on our shared principles and values. I saw the importance of this common foundation when I visited Nepal last year and witnessed firsthand the immense potential for growth in our relationship. I'm excited for this summit because I see how much opportunity exists for Nepal and the United States to expand our business and investment ties. I look forward to seeing how both Nepal and the United States find ways to make Nepal's business climate welcoming to U.S. investment and how we can continue working together to build up our relationship.
The $500 million Nepali-led MCC Compact supports clean and reliable energy and safer roads, and aims to create tens of thousands of new jobs for Nepalis and facilitate robust cross-border trade in clean energy. By helping Nepal achieve these national priorities, businesses will be encouraged and enabled to sustain and grow their investments.
Through these partnerships, the United States also supports the government of Nepal on policy reforms to attract even more business interests, making it easy for local businesses to grow and helping the government deliver on its promise of an inclusive and prosperous democracy for all Nepalis.
The U.S. government is looking forward to supporting Nepal as it realizes its incredible potential as a global destination for business.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you indeed. May I now invite up on stage the Regional Director of the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO, Mr. Ben Mellor.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, distinguished guests, namaste. Last year, the UK and Nepal marked 100 years of friendship, uniquely certified by treaty. Our sights are now firmly fixed on the next 100 years, which can and must be an investment-driven epoch for our old friend. I am delighted to be back in Nepal. Less than 2 months ago, I had the privilege of congratulating the new government on its second day in office. And here we are already celebrating a major milestone, this third Nepal Investment Summit. Today's event follows a successful investment conference held in the City of London last year, where Nepal garnered significant interest as an investment destination. And momentum is building. Over recent weeks, the Nepal government has enacted by legislation or by ordinance important economic reforms, which we've heard about this morning, which will make it easier for many gathered here to invest in Nepal. I commend these efforts and encourage rapid implementation to ensure Nepal secures the investment it needs. As the UK Minister for Development underlined during his own recent visit, the private sector is the engine of development. Only the private sector can drive development and create jobs at the rate necessary to keep the kids in the country and consolidate Nepal's graduation from LDC status. This summit sets us on that path, mobilising domestic and foreign direct investment to upgrade infrastructure, harness hydro, expand big business, and build a market in which SMEs, the engine of employment, can flourish. I am delighted that our UK delegation at this summit reflects the full bandwidth of UK-Nepal economic relations. Our delegation is reinforced by His Majesty's Trade Commissioner for South Asia and by senior representatives of the UK Development Finance Institution, BII. They are joined by a range of experts, some of whom already invest here, and some of whom are indeed proud UK Nepalis. I'm pleased to finish my remarks by introducing a short video from two British ministers, Minister Trevelyan and Minister Mitchell, both card-carrying members of the Nepal Fan Club and equally passionate about improving your investment climate. Like them, I wish everyone a successful investment summit. Thank you very much.
Namaste. It is a real privilege for my colleague, Minister Andrew Mitchell, and myself to speak to you today as you gather at the Nepal Investment Summit. We are so sorry that we cannot be with you there in person. Our bilateral relationship, dating back to 1816, is a testament to the close and warm relationship between us and ties between our people which have strengthened over time. I cherish the very warm welcome that I received in Nepal last year during the celebrations of 100 years since the signing of the Treaty of Friendship between our two countries.
Now, my own recent visit to Nepal left me in awe of your country's enormous potential. Multiple sectors, whether that's tourism, hydropower, digital or agriculture. And we have no doubt that investors will find these investment opportunities attractive. The strong growth potential, combined with a chance to build lasting networks, can help businesses achieve their aims while helping your economy grow. Regional energy trade will get a significant boost if businesses can harness the untapped potential of the vast hydro resources. That will not only deliver practical benefits, but also combat climate change at the same time.
Since 2012, we have supported Investment Board Nepal, which has mobilised over £1 billion in investments, including for the Arun 3 hydropower project. Our development finance institution, British International Investment, has committed £125 million in Nepal and is actively scoping new investment opportunities.
And during my recent visit, I launched the UK's new development portfolio. Between now and 2030, we will provide £400 million to attract more than £1 billion in investment. We support your determination to create a conducive environment for investors and stand ready to work together on the necessary reforms for making Nepal an attractive destination for foreign capital.
We hope that this summit will be a great success, and we look forward to working closely with you to further strengthen our partnership. Thank you.
Thank you indeed. Thank you indeed to the high dignitaries and to Mr. Mellor. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I invite up on stage His Excellency Ambassador of India to Nepal, Mr. Naveen Srivastava.
Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda ji, Honorable former Prime Minister of Nepal, Sher Bahadur Devaji, Honorable Finance Minister, Varsman Punji, other ministers of the Government of Nepal, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to participate in the 3rd Nepal Investment Summit and also to introduce the speech by our Commerce and Industry Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, who unfortunately cannot join us physically today because of the ongoing elections in India. Before the speech, let me share a few thoughts about India-Nepal relationship and economic relationship in particular, and what both our governments have done in the last few years to strengthen it further. As is well known and have been spoken by earlier speakers, India and Nepal share civilizational ties, cultural, traditional links, since times immemorial form a unique bedrock as we develop our multifaceted relationship in the modern times. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi and our Neighborhood First policy, it has been our endeavor to work with the government of Nepal to create an enabling environment for benefit of both peoples. It is indeed a matter of great satisfaction that India today is the biggest cumulative FDI investor in Nepal, with more than 33% of Nepal's FDI stock currently, which amounts to about 89 billion Nepali rupees. This investment trend continues its positive trajectory, and in recent times we've seen new investments coming in sectors such as construction, automobiles, or FMCG. This is apart from the huge investment that India and Indian companies are making in the hydropower sector. As we look to the future, the Government of India will continue to encourage Indian industry to invest further in Nepal. The large presence of the Indian delegation today is a reflection of that commitment. We would also be launching a new investment guide for investment by Indian companies in Nepal in collaboration with the Nepal-India Chambers of Commerce and Industry. As governments, it has been our endeavor to not only encourage and facilitate business investments, but also to create infrastructure facilities and ease regulations which will organically foster greater economic linkages. Towards this end, the Government of India is working towards several initiatives by providing grants for building integrated checkposts, 3 of which have been made functional. 2 more are being built. We've launched cross-border digital payments to facilitate an ever greater number of Indian tourists coming to Nepal. Indian tourists already constitute the largest number of foreign visitors to Nepal. And as speakers earlier said, in the last few years, hydropower exports from Nepal to India have added a new dimension to our ties. Last year alone, Nepal exported about 650 megawatts of power to India, earning a considerable revenue, which constituted about 10% of Nepal's total export to India, or 7% of Nepal's global exports. To further foster this, our 2 governments have also concluded a long-term agreement on power trade, which was finalized during Right Honorable Prime Minister's visit to India last year. At present, we are also discussing a trilateral power trade between India, Nepal, and Bangladesh. The vast demand for clean energy in South Asia, with a combined population of close to 2 billion people, provides an opportunity for Nepal to further boost its hydropower potential, and in the process to ensure economic development. In this regard, the choices that we make now can be the vehicle to convert the vision of Nepal to foster inclusive economic growth. And I'm glad that the long-term power agreement was taken at the initiative of Right Honorable Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachandaji and Prime Minister Modi. Today, post-COVID-19, there is also a focus on building trusted and resilient supply chains. In this context, the regional economic integration in South Asia through such supply chains can form a new avenue of growth between India, Nepal, and the rest of the South Asia. I hope today's this investment summit would provide an opportunity to discuss and other aspects for how to further boost regional economic integration in South Asia. Before I conclude and invite you to hear our Minister for Commerce and Industry, Mr. Piyush Goyal, let me also thank both IBN and the government of Nepal, as well as other agencies, for putting together this fabulous event. Thank you.
Namaskar, esteemed participants of the Nepal Investment Summit 2024. Truly a privilege and honor to address this august gathering. While I regret not being able to join you in person on this momentous occasion, I am confident that we will have many more opportunities to connect and collaborate in the future. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to the Government of Nepal for hosting the Nepal Investment Summit 2024 under the theme Emerging Nepal. Nepal and India not only share a border, but also a deep-rooted friendship and a vision for a prosperous future. India has always been a trusted partner in Nepal's development journey. Friends, the unique ties between our two nations are built on long-standing people-to-people connections that have stood the test of time. Nepal is a key partner in India's neighborhood first policy, and it reflects in our continued collaboration. And we cooperate on projects in hydropower and connectivity. Reiterating the words of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, I quote, "We will continue to strive to take India-Nepal ties to Himalayan heights." Investing in Nepal is not just about seeking profitable ventures. It's about contributing to the progress and prosperity of a nation with immense potential. Friends, I am confident that going forward, we will continue to work as friends. We will continue to invest in Nepal. We will continue to expand our trading and business relationship. I urge investors from around the globe, including India, to seize this opportunity and become a part of emerging Nepal. May this business summit be a grand success. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Immensely grateful we are to their excellencies for adding this extra value to this forum, for their great reflections and insightful sharings. And to all the high dignitaries, thank you so much for adding all that value through your insightful statements and by being a part of this summit, which, as said earlier, is of paramount importance to all of us. So that, ladies and gentlemen, we move further on now, and yes, allow me to reiterate that the statements coming from the inaugural ceremony is of central importance for us as they set the tone for the rest of the proceedings spread across the 2 days we are under this roof. And they are central again, in fact, pivotal to guiding, creating a base and guiding and giving direction and food to the expert-led deliberations across the 2 days we are here. Said that, now we turn to our honorable leaders who have been close to the policy reins for a long, long time now, bring along a plethora of experience and a vision that stands strong with the spirit that they bring along to this forum, and whose presence, ladies and gentlemen, itself is a testament of their sensitivity, commitment, and solidarity to the national development and prosperity of Nepal, and a reflection of their gratitude and the great value Nepal accords to your very valuable presence amidst us here in Kathmandu today. Said that, please join me in inviting to share his remarks former Prime Minister and leader of the opposition party, Honorable Mr. Sher Bahadur Deuba.
Right, Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, leaders from the private sector, eminent business persons from around the world, ladies and gentlemen. A warm good morning to you all. Thank you, Prime Minister, for hosting this important summit and inviting me to speak a few words of this inaugural session this morning. Let me also extend warm welcome to our distinguished guests who have traveled all the way to Kathmandu to attend this summit. I am confident that the deliberations in the summit and the various instruments of cooperation and partnership that will be exchanged during the summit will pave the way to greater flow of investment in Nepal. Nepal is still a least developed country. We confront huge development challenges, while our country has huge potential for development. We lack adequate capital and appropriate technology to realize development benefits. In this context, the convening of this high-level event assumes a particular significance. My party, Nepali Congress, initiated economic reform reform in Nepal back in 1990. Nepali Congress government liberalized the economy, invited private sectors, and created a conducive environment for foreign investment. During that short span of period, our government reoriented the policies, revised old laws, brought new laws, realized the public expenditure and initiated the liberal income tax regime. Nepal's investment regime is now liberal in terms of sector open for foreign investment, tax policies, and repatriation earnings. Amongst all sectors are open to foreign investment. Agriculture, tourism, infrastructure, development, mines, minerals, manufacturing, tourism, hydropower, and ITR, some of the key sectors where domestic and foreign investment will have transformative impact. Foreign investment is protected by domestic law and various international instruments to which our country is party. I have come to know that the government has expressed its willingness to conclude bilateral investment protection agreement with various countries to promote Nepal as an attractive destination for investment. Flexible our law, demographic dividends with substantial share of young and energetic populations, reliable supply of electricity, availability of local raw, availability of local raw materials also contribute to make production low cost compared to other high wages countries in the region. We have established one-stop service that includes the Investment Board of Nepal for large-scale project under the public-private partnership and Department of Industries for other small and medium-sized investment projects. We have streamlined process to save time and energy for registration of companies and putting them into operation relatively within a short period of time. Less bureaucracy means faster decision making and quicker approval of proposals. Moreover, all major political parties remain committed to promote foreign investment in Nepal and come together to foster consensus on key investment-related issues. During my tenure as the Prime Minister, we implemented crucial reform. We aimed at promoting foreign investment, boosting tourism, harnessing the potential of hydropower, revitalizing industries and agriculture. As the reform was not completed, I believe that the present government will continue the reform initiatives and create more conducive environment for the private sectors. Internal market is expanding with the increase in income of people of external market is accessible due to geographical proximity and concessional trading facilities that we receive from our neighbors and other countries, other partners. Our two neighbors, India and China, offer huge market opportunity for Nepal. We also have supportive trading relationship with USA and EU. As former Prime Minister and the President of the largest and oldest Democratic Party, Nepal Congress, I would like to convey the following message. We pursue liberal economic policies where market and the private sectors have an important role to play in advancing economic development under a democratic framework. The government plays a facilitating role and creates an environment that is conducive for the investment and business without losing its responsibility to ensure social justice and inclusive representation of all segments of Nepalese society. We live in the era of intense competition of investment. This means we need to be more attractive and competitive in providing intensive and protecting investment. Money goes where it treated well. Well, it is treated well. We continue pursuing reform in a coherent and practical manner to adjust our investment regime in the light of changes in the internal and external economic environment. We do not pursue disciplinary policy vis-a-vis foreign investors. We are treated poor with national investors. We welcome foreign investors as our valued guests. There are convincing examples we provide that foreign investment in Nepal is profitable. Some of the multinationals working in Nepal have been able to repatriate a good amount of dividend over the years. Please come to Nepal and invest in our economy. That will be beneficial to you and our people. We will provide you a full protection, assure that our sustained cooperation from start to finish. We will cherish our partnership for development and prosperity. Your contribution in supporting Nepal in its endeavors to infrastructure, in its endeavors to transform the economic landscape will be highly valued. The time is of essence. Nepal has huge untapped potentials. I believe that with our common efforts, we can make a difference. I wish our international guests a pleasant stay in Nepal and a productive deliberations. I also wish to thank all the success to the summit. Thank you very much. Jai Nepal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you indeed for your great reflections of solidarity and commitment, and of course for the acknowledgements. It's been a sheer beauty of this forum, ladies and gentlemen, since the very beginning, of our leaders standing strong together when it comes to issues of national prosperity and welfare. Thank you one more time to Honorable Sher Bahadur Deuba. Said that, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to draw your attention now to a significant moment of collaboration and commitment, and trust me, this is just the beginning. And today, in the gracious presence of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda, and reflecting the spirit of partnership and progress, we shall witness the signing of a few MOUs. The stage has been set for it, and again I reiterate, this is just the beginning with a very eventful summit that will be, being held here at the Solti Hotel with so many events, B2Bs and other special events lined up. We are looking forward to many, many more. And these MOUs, these partnerships, these networkings, which are fostered here at this very forum, would be our soul, our engine, and the driving force that would take us further ahead for many, many years to come. And with this hope and confidence, it's my pleasure now to invite the signatories for the first MOU, which is between the BLC Group Nepal and Yotta Data Service India. And this is for the establishment of world-class data center, cloud services, and artificial intelligence platform services in Nepal. May I invite the signatories, namely from Yotta, the CEO himself, Mr. Sunil Gupta, and representing Nepal, Director of BLC, Ms. Megha Chaudhary. Initials put, may I have the privilege of inviting both these signatories up on stage for a better view and to honor the gracious presence of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the MOU between BLC Group Nepal and Yotta Data Services India for the establishment and operation of data center. Thank you so much. The next MOU, ladies and gentlemen, is between the Federation of Nepali Chamber of Commerce and Industries and the National Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Malaysia for trade and investment promotion. May I have the pleasure of inviting the signatories from Malaysia Chamber of Commerce, the President himself, Tan Sri Dato So Tian Lai, and from FNCCI, President, Mr. Chandra Prasad Dhakal. Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing the signing of two MOUs simultaneously. One was the one I said earlier on trade and investment promotion. The second is between FNCCI and the Federation of Malaysian Manufacturers for Trade and Investment Promotion, with the signatories, Mr. Chandra Prasad Dhakal from FNCCI and Tan Sri Dato So Tian Lai, the President of the Malaysian National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The second MOU is for trade and investment promotion. May I invite the signatories up on stage to honor the gracious presence of the Right Honorable Prime Minister. Many congratulations to the entities finding this collaboration, as we look forward to many more to come in the 2 days we are here, and then the days we get that network done. So that, ladies and gentlemen, these documents, as I said, symbolize our collective commitments to fostering economic growth, innovation, and sustainable development goals. We now move forward, and it's my distinct honor, ladies and gentlemen, to invite up to the podium a leader whose leadership and commitment has propelled Nepal towards a future filled with promise and opportunity. Please join me in welcoming our chief guest, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, who's also the chairman of the Investment Board of Nepal, to make his special address to this forum.
Honorable former Prime Minister, my cabinet colleagues, distinguished delegates, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning and namaste to everybody. At the outset, I extend my warm welcome to you all to the 3rd Nepal Investment Summit 2024. Today marks a momentous occasion in our journey towards economic prosperity and sustainable development. As we gather here, I am filled with profound optimism and confidence that Nepal is emerging as a premier investment destination, offering boundless opportunities for global investors. Nepal is the land of Gautam Buddha, Mount Everest, and brave people. Equally, it is a country that wholeheartedly welcomes foreign investment. Nepal stands at the center of opportunities, welcoming investors with its untapped potential. Our unwavering commitment to liberal economic policies lays the foundation for a vibrant and investor-friendly business environment. We are strongly committed to carry out continuous reform to facilitate the investor, industrialists, innovators, and easing of doing business. In this context, the government of Nepal has recently amended 8 different laws governing business and investment regime. I believe this boosts the investor confidence to invest in Nepal. Distinguished guests, as a nation of peace and stability, we have created a conducive environment for economic growth and prosperity. The federal system of governance ensures a balanced development approach, fostering social and economic transformation across the nation. Nepal provides a number of incentives to foreign investors, including a robust regulatory framework, provision for the avoidance of double taxation, protection of intellectual property rights, competitive corporate taxation, among others. Government of Nepal has recently approved the framework of Bilateral Investment Agreement, BIA, which aims to protect and promote bilateral investment. I encourage all of our friendly nations to consider signing the BIA at the earliest. Our liberalized policy encourages foreign investment in prioritized sectors. Our skilled workforce and low labor cost present an attractive proposition for international investors. Provision of national and non-discriminatory treatment to all FDIs and guaranteed the repatriation in foreign currency further enhance the attractiveness of the investing in Nepal. Distinguished guests, with over 60% of Nepal's population falling within the working age group and a rapidly expanding middle-class population, shows the immense potential for consumer-driven growth. Furthermore, our skilled labor force, comprising a significant number of foreign language-speaking youths, helps the international investor to find favorite local workforce in Nepal. Nepal provides a number of investment opportunities across diverse sectors, including tourism, agriculture, manufacturing, ICT, garments, high-value crops, manufacturing, including agro-processing and infrastructure, to mention a few. Our hydropower potential holds the promise of abundant renewable and clean energy supply, while the tourism sector beckons with its rich cultural heritage and natural beauty. Although Nepal has a huge potential of hydropower generation, only 3,200 megawatts have been harnessed so far, and about 5,568 megawatt large-scale power projects are under construction or in the pipeline with execution through public-private partnership (PPP) modality. This explicitly shows the enormous opportunities to invest in hydropower sector in Nepal. The existing and planned cross-border transmission line with India and China facilitates energy exchange within the region. To facilitate the power cooperation within the region, we have signed power trade agreement with India, MOU for power sector cooperation with China, and MOU for power export with Bangladesh. The tourism industry stands as a significant contributor to the economy, evidenced by the arrival of over 1.2 million international tourists in 2023, marking a notable 17% increase from the previous year. Likewise, the IT sector is experiencing a steady upward trajectory with a remarkable growth rate of around 65% in service export over 2021. Additionally, Nepal presents lucrative opportunities for the export of high-value cash crop, further enhancing its investment appeal and contributing to economic growth. The ready-made garment and Nepali carpet are also the major products being exported to the global market and renowned for their quality, having huge potential for investment. The operation of two special economic zones alongside several others in the development phase throughout the nation underscore our unwavering commitment to fostering economic growth and industrial development. Currently, Nepal has 10 operational industrial districts with plans to develop 6 more, which ensure low initial investment and access to essential infrastructure and support service. Nepal's strategic location, situated between emerging markets, India and China, signifies it as an ideal investment destination. Duty-free access to this market, facilitated by regional agreement SAFTA and BIMSTEC as well as free trade arrangement, ensure the bilateral and regional markets. To facilitate the smooth inflow of international private investment, the Department of Industry serves as the approving agency for investment less than 6 billion rupees, while the Investment Board Nepal handles investment exceeding 6 billion rupees or energy projects with over 200 megawatts. Both government agencies are committed to provide eased and facilitated one-stop service within a stipulated time frame to both domestic and international investors. Investment in Nepal is profitable, as witnessed in the case of various companies operating in Nepal with significant foreign investment. The share of repatriation of dividend of these companies remains impressive, which demonstrates the profitable investment environment in Nepal. Distinguished guests, the agreement and exchange of Memorandum of Understanding MOU witnessed just a moment ago symbolizes the beginning of a new era of collaboration and partnership. I believe this will have a result in the very near future. I also believe that during this important today's event, some declaration will be made at different level, government to government, government to business and business to business, and government, business and government, and this will project Nepal as a global investment destination. The multitude of projects to be showcased at this summit herald the vast opportunities of investment in Nepal, with the promise of tangible outcomes benefiting both our nation and potential investor. As we embark on this collective journey, I am confident that Nepal's immediate goal of achieving sustainable and high economic growth in the coming decade is well within the reach through the partnership with private sector, both domestic and foreign. With the collaboration and support of all, I am optimistic that we will harness Nepal's economic potential and chart a course toward economic transformation and prosperity. I believe that the presence of government and the leader of the opposition and the collective commitment for the environment clearly proves that Nepal is one in this mission. At the end, I express my warmest wishes to all the delegates for a fruitful and productive summit. We would be reaching to you to materializing the outcomes of this summit. May your time in Nepal be filled with inspiration, collaboration, and opportunity. Together, let us pave the way for a brighter future. Wishing you a pleasant stay in Nepal. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Right Honourable Prime Minister, for your very optimistic thoughts and great vision. And thank you for gracing us today with your very valuable presence. Ladies and gentlemen, trust us, it's been a Herculean task to craft all this together, tailor everything around the summit, because we wanted to create a very strong foundation, a foundation for a new era, just as similarly to what the Right Honourable Prime Minister put it, a new era of collaboration and partnership for Nepal with the friends across the world. And the IBN, with its strategic approach to investment promotion, has over the years not only spearheaded implementation of several high-profile projects, but also has fostered an environment of trust and cooperation between the government, private sectors, and international investors. And it's been a race, a very high race for the IBN and the entire team itself. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we applaud the entire team of IBN, who's been working day and night under the supervision and guidance of the Right Honourable Prime Minister, the Finance Minister, as well as the entire government team, may I invite now to extend the vote of thanks, the leadership himself, the CEO, who is also the Member Secretary of the Nepal Investment Summit 2024 Steering Committee, Mr. Sushil Bhatta, to extend the formal vote of thanks.
Right Honourable Prime Minister and Chairperson of IBN, Honourable Deputy Prime Ministers, Honourable Finance Minister and Coordinator of NIS 2024, former Honourable Prime Minister, Chairman Sitka, His Excellency Ambassadors, Regional Director, FCDO, Vice President from World Bank Group, ADB, and Acting BP from AIIB, President of SAARC Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Senior Vice President, US Chamber of Commerce, Lead of Delegations, CII, Presidents of FNCCI, CNI, and NCC, distinguished delegates, guests, ladies and gentlemen, and friends from media, very good afternoon. It is with great pleasure and honor that I stand before you today amidst this august gathering of minds and ideas. I warmly welcome you all to the third Nepal Investment Summit 2024. Your presence today signifies a shared commitment to growth and sustainable development, thereby shaping a brighter future for generations to come. We are delighted to welcome delegates from around the world representing different countries and companies. With around 800 foreign delegates from more than 60 countries and over 1,000 delegates from Nepal, the diversity of perspective gathered here today is truly remarkable. This summit builds on the successes of past summits, each a stepping stone towards our collective vision of attracting substantial investments. As we gather here, we continue the legacy of those who have tirelessly worked to showcase Nepal's vast potential on the global stage. I extend my deepest gratitude to our Right Honorable Prime Minister for gracing us with memorable and inspiring address. Special thankfulness to Honorable Finance Minister for your steadfast determination, guidance and leadership for organizing this summit. And my heartfelt appreciation to Honorable former Prime Minister for your gracious presence today, showcasing collective vision of our political leadership in promoting and leveraging private sector investments, including FDI in Nepal. I am deeply honored for the insightful address shared by our distinguished guests, which have added significant depth and breadth to our discussions. Special thanks to our valued development partners for their continuous support for promoting private sector investment and in turn creating a conducive business environment in Nepal. Special gratitude to UKFCDO for facilitating in organizing this investment summit. Special thanks to Chairperson, Chief Secretary, and members of the Implementation Committee, Secretariat, and my team, Technical Committee, the Special Task Force for amendment of provisions prevailing in existing Act regulations, and whose tireless efforts have been the backbone of this summit. And extend my heartfelt appreciation to each one of you. And further, I am deeply grateful to the invaluable support of the private sector umbrella organization, the media fraternity, Hotel Solti, the event management company, and the security personnel whose collaborations have amplified the impact of this summit by ensuring the smooth and secure conduct of the event. And moving towards the summit, the first day of the event will embark on our journey with two insightful plenary sessions, and today's first plenary session will delve into the diverse investment opportunities awaiting exploration within Nepal, while the second will spotlight inspiring success stories from investors who have found prosperity within our borders. Moving to the second day, we will witness a total of 12 sessions, which covers an array of sectors with prior focus on presenting Nepal's potential areas of investments, including green investment opportunities in Nepal. And further, the summit will culminate with a pivotal session on leveraging public-private partnership for infrastructure and services. Discussions from these sessions shall have good takeaways for mobilizing private investments in different potential sectors of Nepal, including leveraging the PPP investment to complement government's development effort. Looking ahead, I anticipate that the discussions and collaborations forged during the summit will pave the way for mobilizing private investments, the country, and paving way for transformative journey towards economic prosperity and sustainable development. It is great appreciation and admiration that I extend my sincere gratitude to Government of Nepal for the recent action in issuing the ordinance for the amendment of Public-Private Partnership and Investment Act 2019. This monumental steps marks a significant achievement for the Investment Board Nepal, and it underscores its journey towards becoming a sustainable, more functional, robust, and autonomous institution. And may we embrace the challenges with courage and possibilities with optimism. Together, let's forge a legacy that resonates far beyond these walls, a legacy of unity and progress through capitalization of boundless potentials. Wishing you all a very pleasant stay and productive time in the event. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you, Mr. Bhatta. May I request you to stay back? To Mr. Bhatta, if I may request you to stay back on stage as I turn to the Honorable Finance Minister, who, in the capacity of the coordinator of the Nepal Investment Summit 2024 Steering Committee, may I humbly request you to make a presentation of a felicitation as a gesture of appreciation and honor to our chief guest, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda. And this is extending our heartfelt gratitude for all the supervision, the guidance, and the invaluable support that the Right Honorable Prime Minister has extended to us in every leg of drafting and executing this summit that brings dignitaries, thank you to the Right Honourable Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen, reaping from all the positivism, optimism, the optimistic thoughts and commitments from our high dignitaries, we carry forth a heightened spirit of collaboration. And together we have the opportunity to unleash Nepal's vast potential. We've already treaded on a step ahead. Thank you. Thank you to all our distinguished dignitaries, all in attendance. With these words of gratitude, we call the inaugural ceremony off. However, there is a small formality. If I may invite the Chief Secretary of the Government of Nepal, Dr. Vaikunta Aryal, and all the high dignitaries, our esteemed speakers, to join our dignitaries upon stage for a quick group photograph before we disperse, ladies and gentlemen. This is inviting our esteemed speakers to kindly grace us on stage one more time, requesting the Chief Secretary of the Government of Nepal, Dr. Vaikunta Aryal, to also grace us upon stage as we come to the very... May I also invite upon stage Honorable Deputy Prime Ministers, the Honorable Ministers as well as Province Chiefs who are gracing us today at this very august occasion. And ladies and gentlemen, please note that our Honorable Deputy Prime Ministers and Ministers will be part of the panel discussions and the plenaries that are the very important part of this event. May I also invite the Honorable Ministers upon stage, please, and our Provincial Chiefs, all the high dignitaries, if you could grace us upon stage for a quick group photograph. May I invite the Deputy Chief of Mission of the Embassy of China upon stage as well? Sir. Gentlemen, please note that we will be beginning the first plenary of the day, which is all focused on the investment opportunities in Nepal in about 30 minutes. We expect you back in the hall after serving yourself to tea and refreshment outside in about 25 minutes. Thank you for your great cooperation.